It did start off when I was about 8 years old, small child laying in bed one night, and kind of the typical story you hear, waking up in the middle of the night and seeing a tall, dark shadow in the corner of the bedroom. And that happened to me. I was very frightened. And you're not thinking shadow person or ghost or anything like that at that moment. You're thinking there's an intruder in the house. Somebody's broken in. Maybe they're trying to rob the place. I don't know, but it's a tall figure, tall something. And I'm frightened and I'm trying to scream. My mouth opens up. Nothing's coming out of my mouth. It did something very, very unusual. It approached my bed. It leaned over. I'm staring up in this blank black face. There's nothing there. No eyes.
No features.
No features
It's like
whatsoever.
a shadow of a person.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like a living shadow. Did something very unusual after that. It actually got physical, grabbed me by the wrists, crossed my arms across my body, and ran off down the hall, and of all places, into a closet. No idea why I ran into a closet, but that's what it did. Finally found my voice, found my legs, ran off screaming in my parents' bedroom. And I have very nice, kind parents. They're trying to console me, calm me down, telling me that I had just had a bad dream. But I knew I was awake for this entire thing. This was not a dream. This is the first thing that really set me up for the research that I've done throughout my life.
So let's talk about, besides obviously being frightened by an intruder, if you were able during the regression to recover any other feelings and senses about the presence of the shadow person, whether they felt kind of cold, ominous, electrical, what were the feelings surrounding the experience? And later in hindsight, did it ever make sense to you that he positioned your arms like this?
Absolutely. It was really fascinating about the regression was I actually got to see the perspective of the situation from the shadow. So I was actually looking down onto my 8-year-old little body, which, for one, that was absolutely fascinating to be able to see that, my 8-year-old little self. But I did get to feel what the shadow was actually feeling, this being, this entity. And for one, it didn't know at first that I could see it. It finally figured that out after I reacted to it. It was there to study humanity, to watch, observe, research. And once it figured out that I could see it, because I'm reacting to it, I'm trying to scream, nothing's coming out of my mouth, it felt horrible. It wasn't trying to make its presence known. It wasn't trying to scare me. So when it approached my bed and crossed the arms, what it was trying to do was put me into a self-hug.
That's what I was wondering. It seems like it was a protective position.
Absolutely. And another thing I got to see from that perspective was it actually patted me on the wrists and then got out of the room.
Yeah, before he was detected.
Right.
The rest came down when you're screaming, running through the house. So what happened to you after you viewed it from that perspective? Now you're an adult at this time viewing this. You are aware of other phenomena, other experiences. What did that regression do in terms of your understanding of phenomena just in that glimpse?
Right. Well, it's really eye-opening. For one, and this is something I've been talking about for years, is not all of these things are dark, nasty, nefarious. There are many benevolent beings out there that may be taking this shape or form because of the way their energy resonates into
this
our dimension. Exactly. But what was also really fascinating about the questions that were being asked during this hypnotic regression. One of the questions, of course, where are you from? And the response was, I'm from another space. The follow-up to that was, do you mean another dimension? And the response was, well, you may call it another dimension, but really it's another space. So it's kind of cryptic, but it leads you to believe, okay, there's something deeper than our current understanding of what dimensions are.